Ranch and the other ones that are trying to put in these solar sites, 11,000 acres of solar sites. It's not good for us.
The commission passed a resolution at the meeting to send a letter to the Attorney General's office for an opinion. You'll hear the commissioner's response to the concerns that'll be coming up later tonight on Fox 10 News at 5.
Day 2 of Alabama's special session has wrapped, with both major bills making headway. Governor Ivey calling the session for lawmakers to set special primary elections for districts whose boundaries were changed in court-drawn maps. But that will only happen if the courts side with state leaders who are looking to drop restrictions on the state, saying they can't change their maps until 2030. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro joins us live outside of the State House now. Jessica, what progress was made and what was the reaction to it?
So both of the bills that we're focusing on here in this special session passed in their respective chambers as committees, with Republicans largely remaining quiet if you're going based off of how they reacted in these committee meetings. However, Democrats, on the other hand, were very outspoken in their opposition to this process. Now, the House bill is looking to bring a special primary election to U.S. House Districts 1, 2, 6, and 7. Those districts changed by those court-drawn maps, and Senate Districts 25 and 26. But those depend on whether the U.S. Supreme Court and the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, respectively, lift an injunction that right now prevents Alabama lawmakers from changing the state's current court-drawn election maps until 2030. Many protesters made their voices heard outside, including U.S. Representative Terry Sewell, one of the lawmakers whose district could be changed. Others spoke at the podiums during these committee meetings, saying these changes dilute the impact of black voters. And Democratic lawmakers like Representative A.J. McCampbell challenged HB 1 sponsor pro tem Chris Pringle on why the state is trying to change the maps at all.
Have you changed? How can you explain that?
The United States Supreme Court changed the law. My comment was, we won't do it as long as the law stays the same. The outside force that put this on us is called the United States Supreme Court.
The United States Supreme Court put this on us. I don't see it. All of us have free will.
Neither of these bills had any amendments stick, so they're going to move on to their full chambers for a vote as is. We'll continue to have updates on air and online. If the courts make any decision about this injunction, that of course will be required for either of these bills to actually apply to this primary election. Live at the State House, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
Jessica, thank you. Both chambers will meet tomorrow, the House at 9 a.m., the Senate at 4 p.m. And right now, the session is expected to last this whole week.
We have new information on that cruise ship hantavirus outbreak. 3 people are dead, several others sick, and now the World Health Organization says the virus may have spread through very close human-to-human contact. Health experts say the outbreak doesn't seem to present a wider public health risk. However, it might raise concerns for cruisers. Manny Gaither with information on how to reduce exposure and whether hantavirus should prompt a travel alert.
As Spanish health officials work to find the most appropriate port for the Ocean-wide Expeditions cruise ship, the company that runs it says strict health and safety procedures are currently in place, including isolation measures, hygiene protocols, and medical monitoring.
So it causes very severe respiratory disease. It causes fever, muscle aches, edema.
Sabra Klein with the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says spillover of these viruses to people is very rare. There's no vaccine or cure, but since breathing in aerosols from the feces of infected rodents is the primary way for humans to become infected, she says to limit exposure, especially in areas where hantaviruses are known to be.
If anybody sees rodent excrement and in their home or in a campsite, which is another place where this can occur, you should not use a broom to sweep it up. You should not use a vacuum. You should spray down the area with some type of, 10% bleach solution or 70% alcohol solution to dampen all of the materials so that it can be scooped up without creating aerosols.
Klein says another rare way to spread hantavirus is through direct contact with bodily fluids from an infected person. But she says it doesn't spread human to human in the way other viruses like influenza and COVID-19 do. Because of that, and since hantavirus infection is rare, she says worries over travel aren't warranted.
Cruises are very popular. No, people should not be concerned about safety.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Around 150 people, including 17 Americans, remain stranded on that ship. It is anchored off Cape Verde near Africa's west coast. Earlier today, health investigators are working to evacuate 2 symptomatic crew members from that ship so they could get some medical care.
Taking a live look outside, this is Dolphin Island, and you can see just how beautiful the weather has been today. Another picture perfect-esque day out there. Look at the wind, too. It's blowing.
A nice breeze, comfortable. Let's keep it going, Jason.
I was out at Brookley Field earlier today for the Hurricane Expo, and you know, you had a breeze at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's not hot.
Yeah.
It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, we're in that spring.
Yeah, a little spring pattern. That's right. But there are some changes ahead, so let's check it out. You know, we're going to see some rain eventually, and we need it. So here we go. 77 degrees in downtown Mobile. Winds out of the south-southeast at 13 miles an hour. And we are enjoying a nice rain-free afternoon for now. Tomorrow afternoon, we may have some showers around. Things look good across the area. As expected today, if you've been watching us here on Fox 10 News, we've been tracking the potential for some upper-level clouds today. We have a few puffy low-level clouds, too. It's kind of interesting to see this. So you can see these clouds are lifting north here, and then there's something else kind of coming down from the northwest. So this is a little bit of satellite interpretation here, and these are upper thin cirrus clouds. So the wind is coming out of the northwest in the upper atmosphere, but the low level flow is out of the south, pushing the cumulus clouds to the north. Kind of neat to see that. You have to think about atmosphere like layers of a cake, and some locations or some heights you've got wind going one direction, and at other heights you've got wind going in opposite direction. What does all that mean? It just means gradually we're moistening up, and we'll see clouds thickening up tonight. That's going to keep our temperatures milder tonight, temperatures in the mid-60s, and then heading into your Wednesday, we are seeing an increase in cloud cover and ultimately some isolated showers. Here's what we have going on with our forecast for tonight, and the last few nights have been wonderfully cool. Tonight's not going to feel that way. Our temperatures will level off, not a lot of cooling tonight. We've got a lot of rain on the way, and it may come in multiple rounds, but between now and early next week, it's very possible that we see 2 to 4 inches of rain across the area. We are certainly looking at lots of opportunities to catch up on our drought situation. Our rainfall deficit still around 10 inches for the year, so you know, we could see a little bit more rain relief here that may help improve the water table situation. This month we're actually above normal for the month because of the rain we saw earlier here in May, but for the year about 10 1/3 inches below normal for the year. Coming up, we'll see a little bit more about what's happening with the timing of the models. We'll run them out further and look at those rain chances and percentages for the end of the week and the weekend.
All right, Jason, we will see you in just a few. And as we do head closer to hurricane season, experts making a stop along the Gulf Coast, helping people prepare. Today, they were at the Mobile International Airport, and Fox 10's Stephen Moody explains how this stop could keep you safe.
The 2026 NOAA Hurricane Awareness Tour made a stop right here in Mobile Tuesday, giving us a rare up-close look at how forecasters track and study storms. It happened at Mobile International Airport, where we met hurricane experts, scientists, and crew members who play a key role in keeping communities safe during severe weather.
I love to see all these agencies out here, ourselves, NOAA, emergency, the EMA, just because it takes more than one to make sure that the news, the information, and makes everybody safe. So it's not always just the hurricane hunters and NOAA. It does take a village to make sure everybody comes out safe with knowledge.
One of the biggest highlights this year, 4 different aircraft were on display, including NOAA's Hurricane Hunter planes and a U.S. Air Force reserved aircraft, all used to fly directly into storms to collect critical data. And for those who've seen the worst that these storms can do, it's important that they shared their knowledge.
I am from the coast, so knowing Hurricane Katrina whenever I was in college here, it's a huge impact, and it's definitely one of the reasons that I decided to become a hurricane hunter, just because I've been on the back end as a normal individual, just trying to evacuate, trying to figure out what I'm going to do once the storm hits, to now I'm able to help my family and friends and anybody else along the Gulf Coast who I consider a family, just to be as prepared as possible.
The tour comes as part of National Hurricane Preparedness Week, which runs through May 9th and serves as a reminder for families to get a plan in place before storms threaten the area. And the more people who are prepared, the more lives that could potentially be.
But always be prepared. Always have water, always have food, always have a plan. That's the biggest thing, is always having a plan.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Mobile is about to launch the biggest road resurfacing project in the city's history.
Yeah, city leaders plan to spend a record amount of money on those projects throughout Mobile. Fox 10's Brendan Kirby has details on this one.
Brendan, this is millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's right, Lenise and Shelby. The council is considering two different packages totaling more than $17 million. The work, if approved by the city council, would take place in all 7 council districts, some 280 streets in all. Here's a map of those proposed projects. The money comes from the city's capital improvements plan, built on a 1-cent sales tax first passed in 2010. Mobile Mayor Spiro Cheragaitis says that the city tracks the road conditions with a color-coded map that shows problem streets in red and healthy routes in green. While it may not seem as exciting as a new arena or an animal shelter, the mayor says it's crucial for quality of life.
These things, the roads, the drainage system, they are must-dos, and they are incredibly important, and frankly, I think they're the business that cities should be focusing on. They don't make big headlines, but in this one, it's the biggest road resurfacing project in the city's history. Touches all 7 council districts. It might not be exciting to some folks, it's very exciting to me.
The council will vote next week on the contract with Harwell and Company LLC for a little more than $11 million. A contract with a different company will appear on the agenda in the coming weeks. The bids came in under budget, which Mayor Cheragaitis says gives the city some flexibility to address issues that might arise. He says the work will begin after Memorial Day and should take about 15 or 16 months. Reporting live in the News Center, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
All right, on the roadways right now, it looks like a good flow of traffic on Interstate 10. Let's check our traffic tracker, where we are keeping an eye on the roads, but not seeing any major problems here in the Mobile area. The Bayway, the tunnels, everything looks clear across Baldwin County and out towards the Mississippi line, and no problems in Pensacola. But you know that rush hour is around the corner. We'll check traffic again as we get close to the bottom of the hour. Shelby?
All right, thank you, Jason. And still ahead on Fox 10 News at 4, more than 1,000 scientists are in Mobile this week with one mission: securing the future of the Gulf. We're going to sit down with the woman leading that charge next. Plus, he made a promise to his grandmother when he was just a toddler. Tonight, he's keeping it. We've got the heartwarming story for you next. First, let's take a live look outside at the beach. This is Orange Beach. Look at that blue water. How beautiful. So many people are out there too with their tents and their umbrellas. It is a perfect beach day indeed. Not too hot at all. We'll be right back.
Patio Enclosures is celebrating 60 years. Right now, enclosure space. Add a brand new sunroom or upgrade from screens to glass. Hurry, save 30%. Our anniversary sale won't last long. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
Alabama GOP chair. Oh, this guy is amazing. John Wall. John, great job. Chairman John Wall. John's been a friend really from the beginning.
Trump calls John Wall a true MAGA warrior and America First patriot. John will fight tirelessly to grow the economy and keep our borders secure and safeguard our elections.
John Wall. John, great job. He has my complete and total endorsement.
John Wall, Trump-trusted Alabama conservative for lieutenant governor.
Ever since I chose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama for my family, I feel like I can't make a wrong decision.
Honey?
Pattern, yes. Wings, no. I never second guess myself anymore.
Some decisions are easy. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters.
Looking to sell your house without the headaches? Well, I'm Ren Bartlett with HeartlandBuys.com. With years of experience, we offer a no-obligation cash offer fast. No repairs, fees, or commissions, just a straightforward, stress-free experience. So choose easy. Choose HeartlandBuys.com. Call or click today for your free, no-obligation cash offer.
Heartland Buys. We put the heart in home buying.
Password 1 2 3 4.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right? We need a new tech lead.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Are you having financial difficulties like garnishments, harassing phone calls, cash advance issues, debt consolidation issues, tax issues, foreclosures, repossessions, or did you make a deal with the devil? If so, filing a bankruptcy may be the solution you're looking for to get a fresh start and protect your family's future. I'm attorney Jay Casey, and our firm helps people get out of debt and rebuild their lives. We can help you put the cash back in your pocket. So pick up the phone now and call us for a free consultation.
Patio Enclosures is celebrating 60 years. Right now, enclosure space. Add a brand new sunroom or upgrade from screens to glass. Hurry, save 30%. Our anniversary sale won't last long. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
Our world changes overnight.
Fox 10's Stephen Moody has been on the scene all morning.
Breaking news.
We are going to get some showers here over the next 24 hours.
Weather.
A traffic alert to tell you about this morning if you use the Africatown Bridge.
Traffic. Know the latest before you're out the door.
I'm going to step out of the way just to show you what the scene looks like now.
Fox 10 Good Day Gulf Coast. Breaking news that sets you up for the day. Alerting you first, all morning long. Fox 10.
More than 1,000 scientists and coastal experts are gathering right here in the port city this week, and the future of the Gulf is on the agenda. The Gulf Conference 2026 is going on at the Mobile Convention Center, and I have the woman who has helped to lead that effort for more than a decade in studio, Laura Bowie, the Executive Director of Gulf of America Alliance. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
I know that this is an exciting moment for you with the conference going on and the success of it, but for those not familiar with the Alliance, what is the mission?
So our mission is to enhance the economic and ecological resilience of the Gulf of America. We were formed by the 5 Gulf states 22 years ago with that vision in mind, and it was kind of an experiment at first, but it stuck. And so here we are 20-something years later, still working, still collaborating for the health of the economic and ecological health of the Gulf.
Yeah. Now, I said the success of the conference because you told me momentarily that there are 1,200 people attending this. It started Monday and it goes until?
Thursday.
Okay, so what are we doing at this conference right now? We've got some video up now.
Yeah, so we have, like I said, over nearly 1,200 people there, coastal resource managers, scientists, researchers, and policymakers all combined together, really trying to put their best foot forward to find that intersection of science, policy, and management so that we can move the needle on coastal and marine science for all 5 Gulf states.
Yeah, that's a tricky balance. How do you work to achieve that?
It's collaboration and relationships. Honestly, you know, I know it's cliche, but it really is. If you can build the right relationships, that's the foundation for collaboration, and that's really what it's going to take to make a difference.
And I know that it just started, but what's the feedback that you're hearing initially so far?
So far, everybody's really enjoyed our plenary speakers this morning. We had the mayor on, we had Commissioner Blankenship from Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and then we had Laura Grimm, the Deputy Undersecretary for NOAA. And phenomenal message all about investing in natural resources as that also means an economic incentive too. So everybody's excited about that. They're also excited that we're having a very sustainable conference here. No plastic. We're trying to do as little plastic as we can.
Okay.
No plastic water bottles. We are having as much recyclable material as we can. So we're really trying to put our best foot forward on that.
And I want you to elaborate on that. It can be done.
It can be done. It's not easy. Mobile Convention Center has been really great to work with on this. We came up with this idea last year, ran it by them, and they actually jumped on board and said, we want to be a part of that. In fact, that's part of their mission too. So it was a really easy ask of the Mobile Convention Center if we can try to do no water bottles, try to do glass and porcelain and stainless utensils, no straws, and people are bringing their own water bottles nowadays. Yes. So it's working like a dream.
It's a conversation and step forward that's long overdue. We are almost out of time. Is there anything else you want to add?
Really, just anybody who's interested in moving the needle on coastal restoration, coastal science, I hope you know that your work matters, and it's an important place to make a big difference in your coastal community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It's a treat having you here, and I'm excited to hear what comes out of this conference. Will there be a breakout?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Well, you can watch this interview on our website. We'll have it posted there shortly after this newscast. Look for it in the section that says Studio Interviews. It'll be there after this newscast. Thank you again.
Thanks.
All right, in downtown Mobile with our Dolphins cam right now. It's a beautiful day, and we don't see this type of weather tomorrow, so enjoy it while it's still hanging around. We do have some wet weather on the way. Mild tonight. Temperatures will not be as cool. We'll see some spotty showers tomorrow, but then the rain and storms become likely on Thursday and Friday. And we've got a question mark about the weekend, too. It looks like those rain chances may be increasing a little. So let's take a closer look at your forecast. Right now, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies out there. We do see changes for tomorrow, and that'll start to happen really after daybreak tomorrow morning. It looks like we should be pretty quiet there, but by lunchtime, I do expect some scattered showers to begin to develop, possibly late morning or midday tomorrow. And our rain chances 30% tomorrow, so it's not going to rain the whole time, but we may get some showers as things are setting up. Atmosphere is getting more moisture in it, and then we look for a better chance of showers and storms, and that looks like it really wants to get the forecast area in the early morning hours of our Thursday. We're going to see a line of strong storms coming down from the north. It will be running into a more stable environment, so the severe threat will be lowering by the time that these storms get to us, but we will be looking at activity in the area on Thursday, and we could see quite a bit of rain at times. And you can see lunchtime, things are really starting to fire up near the coast. As far as severe potential, it looks like it's north of us this time. We'll continue to keep an eye on this, but it is an enhanced risk up around Birmingham, Jackson, Meridian, and Tuscaloosa. We are in a marginal risk for severe weather, and that will continue into Thursday. And the primary mode of severe weather, if we do see it, would be severe thunderstorms. So we are looking at that level 1 marginal risk, mainly Thursday morning through midday. And then after that, just ordinary thunderstorms around with some much needed rain on the way. And the European model, what it's showing us is that we'll get this band of rain in here right around lunchtime on Thursday. And that boundary is going to stay parked. And another wave of energy comes across it on Friday. So we could see rain Friday or Friday evening. If you have Friday evening plans, you need to be aware of that. And if you're making weekend plans, we've got to watch it because it does look like scattered showers on Saturday. And then we could even get likely again with the rain on Sunday if it plays out like the models are suggesting. It looks like we're going to have 3 or 4 days with an unsettled pattern that could continue into Monday of next week. And with all that, adding it up, what the computers are saying is that somewhere between 2 to 5 inches of rain possible in the forecast area. We could get a real soaking of rain in this outlook. Over the next 3 days, rain chance at 30% on Wednesday, 80% on Thursday, and still a good chance on Friday. Highs around 80. And into the weekend, we've bumped our rain chances up for Saturday and Sunday. And we still have a pretty good shot at rain through Monday of next week. So this is going to be an unsettled pattern for us with some rumbling and some occasional downpours in the forecast into early next week.
Well, for many high school students, prom is a night to remember. But for one student in Southwest Wisconsin, it was about fulfilling a promise and making a lifelong dream come true for a very special person in his life. Let's go to Crystal Flintrop, who has this story.
It's a prom night years in the making. But not just for the students getting ready. For Avant Williams, this moment started when he was just a toddler.
Since I was like a little kid, my grandma's been telling me she wanted to go to prom. It's her dream. And then today I just feel like I should make that come true. And like a little bit past that, my grandma's from Iceland. And in Iceland, she didn't have a prom. So then my junior year at prom, she told me I have to take her, so that's how we're here.
For his grandma, Svala Heller, it's a dream shaped by years of watching American culture from afar.
I come from Iceland, and we don't have prom in Iceland. I've always wanted to go to a prom. You know, watching American TV and, you know, all that glamour that goes with it. And, you know, for 14 years, he's been saying, yeah, one day I will take you to prom.
A promise that stuck with Williams for years.
I was definitely excited. I mean, I've only been looking up to this moment since I was like 2 years old. So, like, it's a big deal for my grandma, and it's like I feel like very special like I can take her this prom.
And after more than a decade of waiting, that dream is finally here.
Oh my God, it's so special. We have such a special bond. I'm just taking every inch in and just enjoying every moment.
The two arrived together alongside William's best friend, making this prom night anything but traditional.
No one gets to take their best friend's grandma to prom, go with their best friend. It's just, I don't know, it's special.
And while there's dinner, dancing, and photos, William says the night is about much more than that.
It means the world to me. Like, I love my grandma. She's been there for me like my whole life. I'm just happy I can make her dream come true.
A simple prom invitation turning into a night neither of them will forget.
A sweet story. But when we return, fashion's biggest night of the year, the stars taking to the Met Gala red carpet, and the looks are turning heads, of course, as they do. We've got the highlights for you coming up.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic that stands one nation under God, and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, it was a star-studded affair for the Met Gala in New York. They came out with a series of eye-catching looks.
Yeah, you've got your A-listers like Rihanna there, Madonna, and the gala's co-chair Beyonce embracing the theme of costume art at this year's highly anticipated annual fashion event. I have looked through many of these costumes.
Okay, who's your favorite?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I think they were all really cool. I like to see the comparison of the art that they were actually trying to represent.
Yes, I have that pulled up on a website, and it is interesting to see that comparison, like what the Kardashian, what's her name?
Kylie? No.
Yes, her, because they both
Or
did it, but I am talking about Kylie.
Okay.
Her interpretation was interesting.
Yeah.
But I love Zoe Kravitz here with the Renaissance look, and Anne Hathaway.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I think hers was after a vase.
Okay.
Can't say vase.
Okay, vase. Yeah, I think there was like one even that was Van Gogh. And yeah, they're really unique, and I think I get the idea this year versus in the years past. I'm like, what are they doing?
My thing is, you have to pay. You have to be invited, and then you also have to pay for the ticket. Yeah. And the ticket's like $100,000. Who can afford that?
Well, they can. Those A-listers. Was she there, Zendaya?
I don't know. She didn't go.
Okay.
Okay. We're moving on.
Yes, next story.
Yes. America's 250th birthday is almost here, and we want you to be a part of the celebration.
This is really fun. Fox 10 and Gray Media are kicking off the Star Spangled Sing-Off. It's a nationwide search for the best a cappella performance of the national anthem.
Here's how you can enter. Go to our website, record your video, and submit it online. The winner scores an all-expense-paid trip to Nashville, where you will perform on air with the stations across the country. The winner will be announced July 2nd. That is just days before the big 250.
250 years celebrating. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at those big breaking stories headlining your news at 5.
And then this.
Our patrons love the Blue Angels. They love the noise. They love the speed. And we're happy to deliver it to them.
There you go, fans packing the beach for Pensacola Blue Angels. We'll have that story next.
And our temperatures across the Gulf Coast will be on the decline a little tonight, but they're going to level off. We're talking about a much milder situation. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Our crews are working behind the scenes on your breaking news updates for Fox News at 5. First, a Mobile woman taking the stand recounting a brutal attack nearly 30 years ago. A cold case trial that hinges on DNA is coming up. Also, he's accused of using social media to steal from women, and today a judge is deciding whether to make it harder for the alleged TikTok trickster to get out of jail. Then he served his country for 30 years. Today, the country is celebrating him. A World War II hero turning 102. We'll have those stories on Fox 10 News at 5.
Well, thousands of fans getting a front row seat to the Blue Angels today for the first time this season at NAS Pensacola.
It's the Blue Angels, ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta love that sound, right? About 2,000 people packed the flight deck after base officials announced Friday that access is back to 7 days a week. In March, the base did restrict access, meaning anyone who did not have a defense ID could only visit on weekends. For the past month, hundreds of fans lined up at the Walmart and Target on Blue Angel Parkway just to catch a glimpse of those guys Tuesday and Wednesday for practices.
It really speaks a lot about the Navy, the Blue Angels, this museum, that people go through a lot of effort to get here to spend time with us each and every day. We're really excited that they would be willing to do it, and it says a lot about our United States Navy and this great country.
Well, base access is available 7 days a week from 9 to 3. Visitors do have to enter through the West Gate and have a real Star ID or passport.
All right, taking a look out there right now downtown with the Admiral Cam. You can see traffic slowing a little, but it's not too bad. We'll have a full update coming up. It's been pretty quiet with traffic. And checking our beach forecast for tomorrow, starting to see some clouds in the picture. Mostly cloudy skies. We'll have a temperature around 80 degrees. Winds out of the south, and the UV index more on the medium end. It was really high today, but it may be slightly lower tomorrow just because we have more cloud cover around. The rip current risk will be moderate and may hold and stay that way for the remainder of the week, with more of an unsettled pattern starting to develop. We've got some scattered clouds out there right now, but it is a beautiful day, and those clouds will thicken up some tonight. We will become mostly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow is not going to be as pretty. We'll start to see some showers developing possibly around the middle of the day tomorrow. We'll look at a 30% rain chance on our Wednesday, something to watch out for there. And then better chances of rain comes in late into the early morning hours of Thursday, really super late Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. We're going to be keeping an eye on this. It does look like a marginal severe threat, with the primary issue being strong to severe thunderstorms. So we get to have some rowdy weather to start things out on Thursday morning. And then we continue to look at a pattern where we're going to have scattered showers and storms around for a couple of days, because this front is going to want to stall and hang out, and that could give us some beneficial rainfall. The severe threat is low. It is a marginal risk for us, but there is an enhanced risk to the north, and that will continue into Thursday. We're going to break down your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jason, we'll see you in just a few. The U.S.-Iran ceasefire hanging by a thread tonight as Iranian attacks escalate and tensions in the Strait of Hormuz grow. Iran struck an oil refinery in the United Arab Emirates, what the UAE calls retaliation for American forces guiding ships through the strait. Iran denies it. 2 commercial ships made it through the strait Monday, but 2 U.S. Navy destroyers had to defend themselves against Iranian missiles, drones, and gunboats. Now Iran is demanding commercial ships obtain a permit before crossing or face attack, leaving thousands of mariners stranded and uncertain. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the ceasefire is still on.
No, the ceasefire is not over. We expected there would be some churn at the beginning, which happened, and we said we would defend and defend aggressively.
The Pentagon says Iran's response has not yet risen to the level of ending the ceasefire. Meanwhile, Iran's leaders say America's demands are impossible, but President Trump says they'll come to the table.
According to Bankrate, 40% of American adults say they've been hit by some type of financial fraud or scam in the last year. And this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa finds the latest trends and what you can do to keep your money safe.
We are constantly being bombarded with financial scams right now, whether it's through texts or over the phone, through emails or links on our social media feeds. Sarah Foster with Bankrate says a lot of people have told them it's not a matter of if I'll be scammed, but when.
So the majority of Americans now, 73% of people say that they have been targeted by a financial scam or fraudster. About 40% of those happened in the past year, and that's all been climbing. It's up from 34% last year.
Foster says what's so frustrating is that so many Americans are doing all the right things, whether it's changing their passwords often, having a different password for every account, or setting up two-factor authentication.
The fear here is whether that will ever be enough. And I think there's really something to be said here about the rise of AI, how that's not only making it easier for scammers to target people, but it's actually making it even harder to tell whether a fraudster is indeed a fraudster.
She says all it takes is one mistake to see your bank account wiped out, which is why we all have to be on our guard with all of our accounts. This is also a no-shame zone. So many people accidentally fall for scams every single day. It's why Foster says it's so important to hear these reminders and to report issues to the Federal Trade Commission so you can help others avoid becoming a victim. And she says you could place a fraud alert on your credit reports or lock your accounts if needed. With this Watch in Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
And just a reminder, if you haven't already done so, much like the report you just saw there, you can find a lot of specialized content on the Fox 10 Gulfstream. I'm just going through the home screen here. You've got Investigate TV, Aging Untold, our podcast, Gray documentaries. Gray is our parent company. Just a lot of good information there. So this is a Roku. If you have that, just search for the Fox 10 Gulfstream. You'll have access to this content in addition to your local news and state news right there all the time.
Good information to know. That Gulfstream is very important. Well, still ahead, set your alarm. A dazzling meteor shower lights up the sky early tomorrow morning. And the Gulf Coast has a front row seat. We're going to tell you when and where to look coming up. We are hungry for some queso and guacamole.
Guacamole.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. But do you know what the day actually celebrates?
Yeah, there's some misconceptions out there. It's not Mexico's Independence Day. That happened decades earlier. Cinco de Mayo marks an unlikely Mexican victory over better equipped French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862.
France had sent troops to Mexico to install a monarchy and expand its influence in the region. But the Mexican army held them off, and the French did not fully withdraw for another 5 years.
Today, the Battle of Puebla lives on as a powerful symbol of Mexican resistance and national pride. I think every day is a day to celebrate the many different cultures we have in our community. And yes, I want some guacamole.
Oh, that would be so good right now. Some fajitas, anything like that. But yes, we love celebrating different cultures and different styles, and it's a great day. Cinco de Mayo. Early tomorrow morning, sky gazers are in for a treat as the ETA Aquarid meteor shower lights up the night sky.
Okay, it's one of the best meteor showers in the southern hemisphere. Not in the U.S., they say. The southern half of the country, though, will have the best view.
Starting at about 3 a.m., early wake-up call. You could see up to 40 meteors an hour, though the bright moon may wash some of them out. Your best bet is to get away from the city lights, give your eyes time to adjust, and try to block the moon. This is right up my dad's alley. He wakes up so early, like 3 a.m. That's his time.
Does he really? And gets out like a telescope and all?
I mean, he does have a telescope.
Okay.
But he will be, he's up at that time. He can't sleep past 3,
Jason's
4.
son has a telescope and an app that goes with it that will identify stuff. And I always look at him when we tell these stories because I'm waiting for him to say, yeah, we're not going to see it, or the weather's going to be perfect. Jason.
Yeah, well, we're going to have some clouds around tonight.
Oh, man.
I know. So there's that. But there will be a meteor shower if you can see the meteors. So here's what we have going on with those clouds, right? Not ideal for trying to see a meteor shower when we have increasing clouds in the area and approaching system. And looking at our Futurecast model here, you can see overnight tonight, we will have that blanket of clouds around. We may have some gaps in it here and there. And looking at it, we are building towards the chance of some showers tomorrow. So this is a big change in the forecast, and we'll see that through your Wednesday evening. Better chances of showers and storms will move move in very early in the morning on Thursday. And a few of these may be on the strong end, but they're also going to be rainfall producers that may help some with the drought. And it's not just a Thursday rain chance, but this is going to continue for a couple of days. Let me show you the long-range European model, and it shows anything from widely scattered showers on Wednesday to likely rain chances here on Thursday. This front just lays down and stalls, and so we'll get more potential rain on Friday and Friday evening. And then this is new. There's more and more indication that we could see some significant rain around this weekend, especially Sunday. So looks like we're going to be getting into an unsettled pattern for a while. From Wednesday this week to Monday of next week, there is a rain chance every single day. It may not rain every day, but if you add it all up, we are seeing trends that we could pick up 2 to 4 inches of rain through early next week. And that could be very beneficial with the drought situation ongoing. Here are your rain chances with those days that I mentioned. 30% tomorrow, widely scattered showers. Then Thursday, an 80% chance of rain, a 70% chance Friday. Those are good rain chances right there. And we bumped up the weekend potential for rain to 50% on Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, the shower chances do look to be increasing there with some thunderstorms mixed in. And Monday, still an opportunity for some scattered storms, kind of backed off on the Monday idea a little bit, and we continue to stay steady with the temps. So we're going to get back into an unsettled weather pattern starting tomorrow.
I'm Sarah Wall. Today on In Depth, we are talking about sea turtle nesting season. It's underway right now for the 3 types of sea turtles we have here on the Gulf Coast. And there are some things that we can all be doing to help make it a smoother process for the mamas and the baby turtles. You can check it out on In Depth with Sarah Wall. It's on our Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app, our Fox 10 Facebook page, and on our Fox 10 website, fox10tv.com.
The hottest team in baseball back in action tonight. You can watch it live.
The Atlanta Braves hold the best record in Major League Baseball.
And you can catch Game 2 of a 3-game matchup between the Braves and the Mariners on the Fox Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network tonight.
GCSEN is on 10.5, which is channel 78 on Cox and channel 111 on Mediacom. Coverage is going to start at 8 p.m. and then the first pitch is set for 8:40.
Still ahead, it looks like a Cadillac, it floats like a boat, and it's turning heads all over. The Good Side is next.
Custom boat turning heads along Florida's Gulf Coast.
It's part of a classic car style, and it's part boat. We're going to take you to a one-of-a-kind ride.
Gliding across the water. It looks like a car that took a wrong turn.
It's a lot of fun out there.
And never looked back.
I'm the guy who put the pink caddy on the owner intercoastal, only in Sarasota.
It's a boat disguised as a Cadillac, built to float and impossible to ignore. With music blasting and waves rolling, the experience is as much about the atmosphere as it is the ride.
When you take guests out, it's not just a boat ride, it's a whole entertainment package.
That package, playing out on the water, with every passing boat taking notice.
Well, a lot of these boats, they're so shocked to see it, they don't even recognize it at first as they go past. So you'll see a lot of boats go by, stop, they circle around just to wave, take pictures. A lot of times they'll ask questions. So it's kind of neat to see how engaged just the local community is.
From a distance, it's the color that stands out. Up close, it's the details and the reaction.
First thing I thought of, wow, that's freaking cool, but that's so Florida.
A floating spectacle set to its own soundtrack.
We got some great tunes. We got a great radio system on board. The guests are dancing.
And whether you're on board or just passing by.
If you want to be the most popular person on the ocean for that day, you will be the most popular person on the ocean.
It's a show you don't expect to see in the middle of the bay. A classic car turned conversation piece, now riding the waves instead of the road. In Sarasota, I'm Madison Glazier.
The signatures all just took my hand too long.
ABC 7, your local station.
Next on Fox News at 5, she was 15 when it happened. Nearly 30 years later, a woman facing her accused attacker in court. Fox News at 5 is starting after the break.
Okay, May 19th is going to be here before you know it, so let's make sure you're ready. If you don't know where you vote or you want to preview your ballot, I've got the fastest way. So first, let's find your polling place. I've already got the website pulled up for you. You're going to head to myinfo.alabamavotes.gov. On this page, as you can see, you will enter your first name, last name, date of birth, click and make sure that you're not a robot, and then you'll hit look up. That's going to give you your exact polling location, and that is where you'll go on May 19th to cast your ballot. Now, if you want to see a sample ballot, I've got both Mobile and Baldwin counties pulled up. So just go over to the Mobile County Probate Court's website, and you'll see here sample ballots for Democratic and vote. You can click on each of those, run through the ballot, see who's on there, and just kind of get a look before you head to the polls. Let's take a look now over at Baldwin County. So a same situation here. You're going to scroll up on the Baldwin County Probate Court's website, and you'll see sample ballots. You're going to click on that, and then it gives you this drop-down menu of Republican or Democratic ballot. So you can click on that. We'll click on the Republican side here in Baldwin County, and again, you can see the different races that you can vote on. There's also some amendments to vote on. Bottom line, check your polling place and preview your ballot now so you're not surprised on Election Day. In the studio, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.